Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City just a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the area, or if you're looking at investing in a rental property, give us a call at 423-930-8003, and we will look forward to helping you. Now, let's get to today's episode. I am super excited that you guys get to meet my new friend, Eddie. And on today's episode, we're going to learn all about emergency medicine, neuroscience, regenerative medicine. This guy has done it all, and I love what he's doing. He's not just treating symptoms. He's focused on getting to the root cause, whether that's hormonal optimization, peptide therapy, hydration, aesthetics, all the way around. He wants you to be the best you can be. Eddie, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
I am excited to get to know you. I love what you're doing. And so I can't wait for our listeners and to learn all about your business. First things first, Johnson City Living Podcast. We always ask, what do you love most about Johnson City? And you can't say people or mountains.
You can't say mountains?
You can't say mountains or
That's
people.
The first thing that came to my mind.
I know. We took off the top two.
Man,
so
that is the top
It's
two.
kind of like, Family Feud. You've already got the top 1 and 2. You're going for the 3 through 5, 10 maybe answers.
We're just hoping that we hit the board.
Yeah, we're going to, somebody will say here in a second whether you made it up there or not.
So I've been here my entire life. Obviously, I really love the mountains. I think that it's beautiful. We do have great people.
I love how he's using them all. All right. Yeah. What else we got?
No,
we got great pie.
I think honestly for me, it's just a really good place to raise kids. I mean, we've moved around a little bit and we came back here a lot because this is where our family is and it takes an army. Yeah. But also, it really is just a great place to raise kids. Like the sports, it's a really good mix of everything. Like we're not a huge city, but we have everything that we need. Yeah. So it's just a really good place for that.
I agree 100%. And ding, ding. Yep. You made it up there. You got them all. Actually, you're doing great. All right. You gave a little bit of background for people who they don't know. Give me the Eddie Hughes story. Where were you born? Where did you grow up? All that fun stuff.
So, born and raised in, Jonesboro/Johnson City, went to ETSU.
Go Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're big ETSU fans. Good. We got a sophomore there right now. He's wearing it out.
When I graduated, we didn't have a football team, so that may date me a little bit.
I remember that.
So,
nope. I was around. Yeah.
The football field is very nice now, though.
Isn't it awesome?
We actually practice soccer on the football field, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
I won't tell. Did you break in there?
No, I think it's part of the club.
Part of the deal. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, we really enjoy that. So, let's see. My bio is actually on the website somewhere.
Yeah.
I have I guess a really diverse background, like primarily emergency medicine.
Tell me about your schooling. So you went to ETSU.
Yep.
You got your undergrad in
biology. First go around.
Okay. And then you went to med school? What did you do?
Well, I was pre-med, intended on med school.
Okay.
Ended up going the nursing route. So I've been a nurse practitioner for just over 10 years.
For me and our listeners, break down what a nurse practitioner can do that's different from an MD.
A lot of times it's certain levels of procedures or surgery, I guess. Okay. And then, of course, it varies by state, but in Tennessee, nurse practitioners and physician's assistants have to have medical oversight. So we have to have talked about what we're going to do with the doctor who says, yes, you are competent to do that, or no, you're not competent to do that.
Gotcha.
And then we have oversight from a doctor. So we do a lot of similar things. I won't say the same thing.
Which is probably a good thing on some level, right?
Yeah. I think it's always good to have somebody making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Accountability is always good.
Yeah, I think so. Like somebody looking over your shoulder occasionally. That's not a bad thing.
Can you prescribe medicine?
Yes.
And just can't do heart transplants and stuff, basically.
I mean, it's probably frowned upon. I mean, there's probably some states maybe closer to the border that we could get away with that.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon.
Okay. So then you went the nursing route. What happened after nursing school?
I've been in the ER the entire time. And I still do emergency medicine.
Yeah. But, locally, like it was
Greenville.
Okay.
So pretty local.
Is that Tacoma?
So we used to have two hospitals. We had Tacoma and Laughlin.
Okay.
Now with all of the merger that became Ballad, and they've
combined
spread out
services.
to a lot of the other areas.
Right.
So now there's no more Tacoma.
Okay.
All of that got consolidated into what was Laughlin. And now we call it Greenville Community Hospital East because we just wanted a really long name since we went from 2 to 1, I think.
Greenville Community Hospital East. Okay.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard they might be bringing on there may be some competition coming, is what I heard, but we'll see.
We will not speculate on that. I really don't know. I don't know.
I think it's interesting for sure. Okay. And then so emergency medicine, what else have you been involved in?
So,
because you got a long bow.
And I don't want to say that I don't still love the ER. It's just a different kind of taking care of people. So what I've saw is that wellness and healthcare at one point were the same thing.
Right.
And your primary care doctor would teach you how to be well.
Mm-hmm.
We would spend time talking about diet. We would spend time talking about exercise and supplements, and your blood pressure would be high. We wouldn't jump straight to giving you 25 medicines. We would actually say, hey, have you what's your sodium intake? Let's talk about your diet. Let's get you exercise, and let's check some other things that may be holding you back. Now, it's very standard to put people on blood pressure medications without going through the diet and exercise portion. And I think that we won't necessarily admit that that's how it goes. But
is that because they know we're like, they're looking at me and they're like, that guy's not going to exercise. He's not going to, like, we're just going to go ahead and give you the pill ahead of time.
I think non-compliance is part of it. I think a lot of it is we're constantly pressured to see more and more patients in less and less time.
Right.
So is it going to be more effective for me to spend the 15 minutes that I have with you talking about diet and exercise and hoping for the best? Or is it going to be most effective for me to give you a medicine?
Yeah.
But that's why we break free from the traditional healthcare route. And that's where I feel like wellness and healthcare have branched off.
Right.
So wellness actually, because I don't take insurance and I can dictate how much time I spend with my patients,
sure.
I actually get to spend enough time to make sure that they get educated.
Yeah.
And, not just diet and exercise, but supplements and, all of the different things. We can go more in depth on signs and symptoms and how they're feeling. And we know how to direct what labs we're going to order.
Sure.
And just try to focus more holistically on the person.
Okay. I like it. How did you, when did you get the bug or the idea that you're going to open up your own place?
I never thought that I would do something like that. It seems really stupid if you ask me. And I still, sometimes I'm like,
do you have a family of entrepreneurs behind you, like your dad, mom, anything like that?
No, that would be great. No, owning a business is foreign to me, and it's really hard.
It is hard.
They don't teach you this stuff in school.
It's like, it's almost up there with adulting.
I almost feel like I was like thrown in the fire
or
like thrown in the deep end of the pool when I can't swim. It's kind of like sink or swim, figure it out.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm at the treading water stage right now. I'm not completely drowning, but I still am not a strong swimmer, if that makes sense.
You know what? It's a journey. It's not like, it's not one of those overnight things. It's kind of like maturing. You're going to do great.
I will say that keeping your head above water has taken on a whole new meaning.
You're just trying to be calm on the head, and then you're like the duck, like you don't.
Oh yeah, I'm frantic.
Calm on top, but
yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about your business. What's the name of it?
Peak Performance Wellness and Aesthetics.
And where is it located?
Right now, it is across from Wing Deer Park. We're actually in the Renovis building.
Okay. And so, how do people find you? Like, if they want to make an appointment, is it online pretty much? Or
so most of the time, you're going to call and talk to Sarah.
Okay.
It's 423-212-3703.
Okay.
That's the phone number. If anybody still uses those, I think phones are still a thing.
I call people all day, every day.
That number also gets text messages.
Oh,
if
cool.
That's better.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel, but we don't have a lot of subscribers. So yeah. It's almost like we don't.
Right. But you got to keep doing it because I think from what I'm reading, YouTube is the best search engine out there now. And so,
right.
And then the AI is grabbing your posts on YouTube first as a marker for like, hey, I'm looking for alternative medicine in Johnson City.
Off YouTube.
Off YouTube.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So,
so shorts even.
I'm not great at the social media stuff, but I am.
There's so much you can do.
Trying to get better.
It's crazy. Like, and then you also have to work, right?
Yeah.
You got
right.
There's
like,
so juggling it all.
There's the seeing patients aspect that that's like.
That kind of pays the bills. You might want to do that, kind of like.
And then I think the goal is just to see how many hats you can wear and still keep your head above water.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get to root cause talk. Like,
Okay.
I'm not, say I come in, or give us a case example where you've had a wonderful experience, somebody who's like, you've really turned their life around because of this
I
situation.
think any perimenopausal woman that has been to their primary care.
All right, give me the timeline on perimenopausal,
Um,
basically 40 to
yeah, I mean, it
60.
kind of varies. Like I've had some people in their late 30s all the way up to 60-year-olds that are just
Okay.
going through menopause. It's kind of interesting actually. A lot of people will think they're menopausal and it's really something else. Like a lot of times if you've never had thyroid issues and your thyroid starts to acting up, it kind of mimics some of the symptoms.
Okay.
Same thing with vitamin D, like having low vitamin D levels can look like a hormone issue when it's really vitamin D. But realistically, you see patients from their late 30s up into late 50s. Normally by the 50s, they are pretty menopausal at that point. But I
Okay.
have had a couple of people that are even in their 60s and still have good hormone levels, which is surprising, but it can happen.
What do you feel like is their root reason for having good hormone levels? Is it more genetic, or is it because they take good care of themselves?
I think it's a combination of things. I think realistically with hormones, a lot of it really is genetic. You have these people that, they'll tell you like, um, my parents were lived to be 100 years old, and then they're older and they're still super healthy. So I think there's always going to be a genetic component.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it really, and I don't know how highly this has been studied. It would actually be a good thing to look up, but how much of our habits are really what's causing what we relate to genetics, because our parents teach us our habits. So if our parents teach us to eat really well and exercise, and that's how we live our life, then we're going to be a lot healthier than the people who eat every meal at fast food restaurants.
I read somewhere or heard it the other day, because everybody's like, well, it's you're genetically predisposition to have that occur, whatever. And this thing said, no, it's actually only 20% of genetics is what's causing these issues. A lot of it is like you're saying, like
I think a lot of it
lifestyle.
is 70-30 for a lot of the things that's
Yeah.
like, you know, diabetes and high cholesterol and high blood pressure and a lot of the things that we look at as being potentially genetic. I think there is a genetic component, but I also think our parents taught us how to eat and exercise. So if you're eating at fast food and sitting on the couch all day playing video games versus being active, playing sports, and actually eating quality food, it's going to be a huge difference. So,
Yeah.
you can't argue with genetics, especially when you do genetic testing for some of
The crazy stuff.
yeah,
It's
right,
just
right.
really messing you up. But yeah. Talk to us about, yeah, I think the root cause, I love it because you're trying to solve the problem.
Oh, I
You're
love it.
not
It's like a
just like
puzzle.
masking the problem, right?
Right. It's
And
like
so,
it's like trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
yeah. And I think we all have different different pieces, right? We're
Right.
all made
Absolutely.
differently, but I think on the other side of it, the Lord has made us all,
Right.
and He's given us the ability to heal. Like
Yeah.
you cut your hand, it's not laying open for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
Your body is this amazing regenerative machine that just is a miracle work. I mean, it's just crazy. And so, how do you help people get to where they're regenerating their body in a better way and restoring back to their natural self where they need to be?
So I think restoring and regenerating, because there's this whole new avenue of regenerative medicine, I think we have to kind of differentiate.
Okay.
So restoring to me is restoring what's lost, right? So like when we're young, our hormones, for the most part, function the way they're supposed to, and we lose that as we get older.
Do you think
So
it's just like aging, like our thyroid's just getting tired and not producing enough of that stuff, or what is it?
Um, so I think sometimes it's age, a lot of times it's autoimmune and people just don't check for autoimmune. A lot of times it's diet, exercise, metabolic syndrome. So if you gain weight rapidly and you have high cholesterol, you start to get insulin resistance. It causes inflammation in your body. A lot of this stuff leads to what we kind of term metabolic syndrome.
Gotcha.
I think sometimes it's people wonder what came first, the chicken or the egg with
Right.
metabolic syndrome, right? Because I have metabolic syndrome, therefore I'm tired, therefore I don't work out, I eat like crap. And it's kind of a circular reasoning. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just cutting it off and figuring out how to correct it, which a lot of times is diet and exercise, but we don't want to exercise when we feel like crap.
Right.
So you've got to get a jump start on it.
You got to push through.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to get that snowball up the hill sometimes. But once you start working out and you make it like you were saying, habits, right? Instead
Yeah.
of eating a bag of Doritos, you grab an apple or something
Yeah,
good for you.
absolutely.
Like
Fresh vegetables, fruit, grilled chicken.
hydrate like
salmon.
crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Can't
Lots and
drink
lots of
enough
water.
water. Yeah.
For real. So a lot of people don't even realize like metabolic processes function more efficiently when you're really well hydrated.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times when you feel when you're sluggish and you feel like your metabolism is slow, just drinking enough water can get everything sped back up.
That's cool.
So
yeah, I put a quarter of a teaspoon of sea salt and a splash of lime in my water, like almost all the time now, because I've gotten to this habit of it. I love it. I listened to, I think, another podcast, and my buddy got it from Peter Attia, and he was like putting it anyway. Just little things,
I would just caution some people to watch their blood pressure if they're doing that.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you're talking like not a lot of salt at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it dissolves it's just itty bitty amount, but it's delicious, and I think it gives me.
It's like actually adds a little bit of flavor to
it's
the water.
It's a little flavor, and then like you're getting some electrolytes too,
yeah,
and some trace minerals that are in this Baja Gold sea salt that you can't get just by not drinking it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's huge. So back to hormones, perimenopausal women. What about dudes?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like
we don't. I mean, I'm 53 here in a month. Are my hormones, is that, how's that affecting me?
Well, it depends on, got to get labs, got to check levels.
Okay.
But a lot of things that
let's just pretend. Let's do this. Let's pretend that I'm your patient right now. I'm walking in, and I'm like, all right, Eddie, I feel sluggish. My knee hurts. I've got golfer's elbow. I have brain fog sometimes. Like every day at 2:00, like today, I was just like, I need a nap after lunch. Well, I had a big lunch, but almost every day I'm like, I feel like taking a nap.
How are you sleeping at night?
In a bed.
Good. Actually, I have had that one before, so I should have asked that differently.
I think pretty well. I don't get 8 hours of sleep. I go to bed at probably 10:30 and get up at around 5 every day.
Probably the best answer I've had to that question is I sleep on my left side of my boxers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's a good one. So and sometimes with my little dog, he comes and snuggles with me.
Right. It does matter how you ask the question.
It does. I'm just kidding.
I think a lot of times when you are fatigued and you're not sleeping well, low libido is another really big one.
Testosterone for guys.
Yeah, just come get it checked. Let's have a conversation.
Step one, we're going to do blood.
Step one is a conversation. Let's talk about it and see if we're realistic about our expectations and what we think could be the cause.
Okay.
I like to rule out other things. Like I won't just jump to, oh yeah, your testosterone's low. Let's throw you on a bunch of testosterone, right? Like I want to know about your diet, your exercise. We want to make sure it's not your thyroid. We want to check a vitamin D level. And those are just the basics. So it depends. We can go a lot more in depth based on the complaints that you have and specifically what's not working the way it should be working.
Okay. So I say, all right, let's do a blood panel.
Yep.
Right. And then, so what are we looking at? All kinds of crazy stuff.
Well,
how deep do you go?
It depends on the person. So we actually have different price points because, obviously we don't take insurance and,
ballpark that for us. Like if I want a blood test, I mean, cause I've done it for $8 blood tests and I've had $100 blood tests, or
$8. Were they just checking your blood sugar?
Yeah, basically. I think anyway, yeah, it wasn't very in depth, right? Basically just you're getting, you have cholesterol or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the basic stuff is not horribly expensive. So, I mean, we're going to check all the basic stuff, CBC, metabolic panel, make sure your liver and kidneys are working well, kind of get an idea of your hydration status off of your labs as well. We're going to check all of the hormone labs. Okay. And then there is different levels. So for example,
I've read on hormone panels, there's different levels.
It depends on, a lot of people just start at the base level. So like just basic labs with the hormone panel is $150.
Okay.
So I try to make it affordable, like not trying to break the bank, but at the same time,
you got a lot of time in analyzing. It's not just taking the blood and sending it off.
Right. And some people are like, I just want to know everything. So the people who want to pay more or have more symptoms, and sometimes it depends, right? Because people are different. Sometimes the people who are the most symptomatic only have $150 to spend. So we start there. If we get the answers we need from the basic panel, then we're good. If we need more in-depth labs, and sometimes we do, then we just talk about it. And again, it's where everyone's individual and we're kind of catering it to each individual person based on what they need. And we're keeping it in their budget as well.
Which is great, I think, because you don't want to outprice them. Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So we found out I've got some hormone issues. I'm what's next?
Well, we would talk about how you want to replace it. If we get to the point where all your labs are consistent with needing testosterone, for example, then we have bioidentical hormone pellets.
Okay.
And we also have injectable options.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of topical options, and I'll talk to my patients about those. A lot of times there's some inconsistency with absorption. So I won't say that that's the best method, but
Gotcha.
that's still the method some people choose.
Gotcha.
So options, we have several different things to choose from, and we kind of talk through, what's going to end up being the best for you. And again, it's going to be budget. Some people are very scared of needles.
Sure.
And so like the idea of having to give yourself an injection weekly or a couple of times a week, that's not great for them.
Right.
So
like, I'd rather just feel like crap.
Well, or that's when pellets are great because, it's a very simple in-office procedure where we use some lidocaine, get everything numbed up and, good to go in 25, 30 minutes.
How long does a pellet last?
For men with testosterone, we expect about 4 months.
Okay.
So,
and then do I get another panel? Like, do you take blood quarterly and kind of look? So we've got a history and we kind of see the waves across
monitor
the year.
and follow. Yeah. So again, it kind of varies for the individual, but I would say the basic idea, especially if you're getting pellets, is we would do pellets, we would do labs in 2 months, and then we would do pellets again.
Gotcha.
If you chose an injectable option, a lot of times I'll do labs at 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then anytime we find something that we don't like, so for example, testosterone causes your body to make more red blood cells and your hematocrit goes up. So if your hematocrit looks like it's jumping up a lot, we may have to do labs more frequently.
Gotcha.
If your estrogen level is jumping up, we may have to do labs more frequently. If we do labs a couple of times and everything looks good, we can hold off a little bit longer. So it's another one of those things that kind of varies person to person, but it's based on once we get good labs, we don't have to do them as frequently.
Gotcha. Okay. And then like we're talking micro doses, right? I mean, like this pellet's not very big. And
it's slowly dissolving. Small. I really wish I would have brought one now.
It's like a Tic Tac, right? I mean,
it actually is. Let's see. Think about a Tic Tac. Just a little. So the width of it is a little bit longer, about the same diameter, but a little bit longer.
Okay, like 4 Tic Tacs.
Maybe like 2.
Okay. And then it just goes in your hip or your.
Yep, your upper buttock area.
Yeah, you just tuck it in. You never even know it's there, and then it dissolves. And then 4 months later, you come.
Do the same thing.
Put a new
labs in between.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then we're getting, so I'm giving like obviously feedback like, man, I've got a lot more energy or, no.
And this is where sometimes we know that we need to do more labs. So for example, let's say your hormone panel looks like you definitely just need testosterone and we don't opt to do the more expensive panel, and then you get some results from the testosterone, but you still have some issues. Like you may still have some mild erectile dysfunction, your libido is still a little bit low, maybe some other symptoms. Then we can that guides us to other labs that we should do to see if there's something else we need to correct. Like maybe obviously your testosterone was low, but there's a reason that you're not getting the results that we expected.
Well, it's a pretty big range, right? I mean, it's from 400 to 1,000 or something, 900, and you can be somewhere in there, but what do you feel like's optimal? And is there like a gauge like, oh, you're 53, you need to be around 550? I don't know. I'm just making this up.
Those are good numbers. 53 would be low.
Okay.
Like most women, we're shooting for at least that. So
gotcha.
No, but in all seriousness, around 360 is kind of the cutoff for low.
Okay.
As far as clinical on the labs, like for your lab work to show a different color and freak everybody out and light up like a Christmas tree, we're going to need that to be below in the low 300s.
Okay.
I think a lot of insurance companies, before insurance will pay for it, on the few places that insurance will actually pay for testosterone replacement therapy, they're looking for like 320s or less. Most people are going to have symptoms around 500. So for example, you may not have all of the symptoms, but you're starting to feel a little bit more drained, a little bit less rested, like you don't sleep as well at night. Maybe, you're just now starting to have a little bit of erectile issues. Like there's something that brings you in where you're like, something's just not right. I think I might need some labs. Yeah.
Well, my buddies are like, they feel tired. They're just like, I'm tired. And then they get on testosterone. They're like, I feel great.
I feel great. And I go to the gym, and it's like once you get people going, it's a lot easier to keep them going because they feel so much better. So now it's easy to get them to go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's easier to get them to focus on their diet. It's, and then the more you do to keep yourself healthy, the better you feel.
Yeah. It's or the worse you feel, then the worse you don't do stuff. It's you're either spiraling down or you're spiraling up, right? You feel good and you
yeah. We're either working in the right direction or continuing downhill.
Yeah. Okay. And then for if sounds like to me, testosterone's a big deal for guys. Any other hormones that we're missing sometimes that can cause us to
vitamin D technically is not a hormone, but it functions similarly to a hormone in our body. Okay. So it does direct a lot of metabolic activity. Even though we don't classify it as a hormone.
Cool.
I haven't personally put a lot of guys on progesterone, but I've had some guys that have came, Johnson City, we were talking about how awesome it is to live in Johnson City. And apparently the word's getting out because I've had a lot of patients from other areas recently.
Like all kinds of different states.
Right. And so they do things, I won't say it's new to me, I guess a lot of patients from California are getting things that I'm like, haven't heard of that yet. Let me start doing some research. So, I mean, obviously progesterone is really great to help women sleep, and we know that it has a calming effect. I've actually started getting some male patients that are on progesterone too. I haven't heard of anyone around here putting men on progesterone.
Yeah.
But I have been doing some research on it, and I have gotten patients from other areas that are
like,
on progesterone.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
On the female side, what typically are they missing, and what are they?
It's a little bit more complicated with women. I mean, wouldn't you guess?
They're very intricate and complicated individuals.
So a lot of times theirs is going to be a balance between estrogen and progesterone, as well as, believe it or not, women need testosterone too. Not nearly in the same doses or the same range that men need
right, because
testosterone.
they don't want beards and all that fun
right,
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like Jack, like you are.
At 50, they don't like that.
No, they don't want to be that.
But it's balancing the estrogen and progesterone and, low dose testosterone just to get them some energy, some drive. It's really great for strength and endurance, muscle preservation, especially, the medications that we're not really supposed to say the names of. That is causing everybody, we're losing weight, and that's great, but then we're also losing muscle. So that's another great reason to look into.
Yeah. And I think studies are showing too that it's not a good, that you gain it all back when you get off of the medicine we're not supposed to mention.
I think you can actually have good results if you change your lifestyle. And that's kind of the whole point of, I guess.
And if you changed your lifestyle without taking that stuff, you'd probably get the same results. It may take a little longer.
Right. And some people just need a step in the right direction. Yeah, a boost. Yes. So, we all know that it's not super easy to just start going to the gym if you haven't been going to the gym. It's not easy to make huge diet changes at one time.
Agreed.
If you can actually have the medication to make you not hungry, it becomes a lot easier to make good choices. So if you continue to make good choice and make it a new habit, then you can actually sustain weight loss.
I agree.
I don't 100%. Think that everybody does it that way.
Lots of people change dramatic changes.
And
crazy.
To speak to the people gaining it back, I'm not saying that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I was just reading a study.
A lot of times it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, where I feel like that we're not being able to spend enough time with our patients.
Right.
So if I just throw a medicine at you and say, hey, this will help you lose weight, and then I don't calculate your macros and tell you how much protein you need and how much carbs you need and how much fat, make sure you have a certain amount of fat because you have to have that to make hormones, and you have to have a certain amount of cholesterol. If I just give you a medicine and let you figure it out for yourself, which is, not saying that that's what everybody does, but I get a lot of patients from other places who have no idea how to take the medicine. They have no idea how much they should be eating. Like, they're just completely lost.
Yeah.
So I will say, I'm not saying everyone does it, but I will say for the people who gain the weight back, there's probably an education piece missing somewhere.
Gotcha. Because nobody wants to do that.
Right. Nobody wants to yo-yo. It's kind of like I've heard people advertise those medicines as ending yo-yo dieting. And for some people, it just makes the yo-yo bigger.
Yeah. Okay. So root cause, I'm hearing hormones is a big part of the root cause.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You feel like that's number one, maybe?
I feel like it's the most well-known and what people advertise the most. I know since I talk about this all the time, not saying that any of the social media platforms actually listen to everything that we say and then give us ads accordingly.
Right.
But it does seem to be that I talk about this all day, every day. And I have probably 10 different ads every time I open up one of my social media.
Isn't it crazy
pages.
how they're listening?
Yeah. So there's definitely lots of online places who really like to focus on hormones. So is it a very, is it very common that we have hormone issues? Absolutely. Yeah. But a lot of times it's deeper than that. So we've just got to make sure that we don't stop digging until we actually figure out what's going on.
What are some other things you're going to check? And
I think
just a hormone panel.
A lot of times ferritin. So I see a lot of panels where people have done, the TIBC, the iron, the everything except for ferritin, and everything looks good. So ferritin is actually what tells you your iron storage.
Okay.
So for example, all of your iron numbers can look good. All your red blood cell indices can look normal, and you don't look anemic. But your ferritin can be completely drained. That's because all of our metabolic processes pull from our ferritin, which is our iron storage.
Okay.
So if we have a ferritin level less than 20 to 30, that's really not great. Like we really want it to be in the 50s, especially if we have some of these symptoms, because that's really important for thyroid health and hormone production.
Interesting.
So, and a lot of people don't, or a lot of lab work that I get from primary care, when people say, hey, I've already had my lab work done, that's one of the things that is very uncommon to check. And it doesn't, I mean, it's, it's not one of the more expensive labs, to be honest.
Okay. So you run that for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? What are we doing next?
I think it depends. If we
figured it out
if we found the smoking gun, we're good to go.
Okay.
If we found a lot of things that need to be corrected, then we can start correcting and see how you feel.
What about my joint pain? Is testosterone or hormone replacement or ferritin going to fix that, you think?
I think vitamin D helps a lot of times. So, I mean, like one of the big things when your vitamin D is low is joint pain, muscle aches, those kind of things.
Gotcha.
Not sleeping well can be vitamin D. A lot of things that sound hormonal actually can end up being vitamin D levels. Fatigue, tired, brain fog, lots of things. So will it help with joints? Yeah. Is it going to fix a joint that's like what we like to call bone on bone, or, really super
tendon
arthritis?
That may be slightly torn.
Yeah. So that's when we start talking about peptides.
Okay.
So, and to be fair, I feel like a lot of times joint injections, or, it used to be PRP that was really popular. Now we're moving more toward exosomes. Are going to be the most effective, but I have people get really good relief with what we call the Wolverine stack, or like the BPC 157 mixed with TB 500. It's also like the
Wolverine stack. That sounds like I'm just gonna like wolf out.
So okay, but his superpower isn't the claws; it's being able to heal after the claws come out.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess that's where it comes from. I wish I would have named it. That would be awesome.
That would be.
And cool. I hope that it's okay to say that here, like the Wolverine stack. Like I hope Marvel doesn't come after me. I didn't name it. Disclaimer.
Right.
Someone else named it that.
And we promote the Wolverine movies. I mean, so you should go see them. So
do we? That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Right.
I'm such a nerd. I love Marvel movies.
They're so good. Anyway, so Wolverine stack, you should do that as well. And that's going to help out a lot too.
Absolutely.
With joint pain and that kind of
joint pain. Well, and it's really good so the BPC 157 is naturally produced in our gut.
Yep.
Kind of like hormones, we don't make as much of it either because of medications we're taking or just age related. But it's actually called body protective compound. So it originally, I think, is made more to protect our GI tract anyway, because we have a lot of acid in our stomach. So it's constantly trying to heal what the stomach acid damages. And it's really, really good for GI healing. So you have these people with like Crohn's disease or irritable bowel, or the people who just have like low level sensitivities to foods, and they have this chronic GI upset or GI, bloating, and it's great for that. BPC 157 by itself is great for that. You add the TB 500, and now it's great for tendons, ligaments, joints, muscles.
That's cool. Okay.
One of the best things of it is it decreases scar tissue formation. So like you're not normally going to heal anywhere near 100%. And even with all these peptides, I mean, with everything you can take, you're probably not going to heal 100%. But, instead of healing 80 to 85%, maybe you get closer to 97.
Do you think we're a lot more inflamed, like currently, like
absolutely,
we would have been before? Where's that coming from? Is that what we're eating?
I mean, even when we try to have it healthy, even when we try to eat healthy, it's not anywhere near as healthy as it used to be. Our farming practices in the United States are not ideal. Our food supply, y-
Right.
preservatives, hormones. I mean, even when you try to get organic, like you can't guarantee that it's going to be completely organic. It's almost impossible to get
Yeah.
completely healthful
Unless you know
foods.
the farmer that,
Yeah, unless you're farming, basically. Yeah.
yeah, which is not on our, I mean, we don't have time to do it.
I definitely don't have time.
I don't,
I would love to be able to.
it'd
I
be
feel like
super
the food
cool.
would be, much better, and I feel like the stress would be a little bit less
Mhm.
potentially,
Well,
and you
there's,
get to be outside all day,
I was going to
right?
say there's
So
some practices there too that would be helpful,
yeah,
like working in the dirt,
yeah, I think it'd be
you know.
maybe that's what we should do.
I think so. I think it's good for us. Maybe we should start mini farms. You can just come for an hour a day, you do your thing, and
Do like therapy. I think that would be awesome,
yeah,
and
I
then
think it'd
people
be
can
good.
actually see progress. Like I did that.
Just walking barefoot in the grass, grounding's good for you.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I
yeah,
mean,
I've actually done some research on grounding too. I think that's not a bad thing.
oh, I think it's a great thing for sure. In the sunlight, and
Vitamin D levels with
that's
sunlight.
right. See, okay. So peptides, we could try some of that, right? Anything else in that?
I think there's a lot of different peptides too. So the Wolverine blend it's actually probably one of the most popular ones because, I get a lot of people from the gym, from local gyms.
Gotcha.
And once you get a trainer there that's found out about it, or, some of the guys that go there, the bigger guys that, injure themselves frequently,
Hmm.
um, the word will get around pretty quickly. So the Wolverine blend by far has been the most popular. But CJC and Impamorelin, so just to help with recovery. When you work out, especially if you're new to working out and you go a little bit hard,
Gotcha.
and we're, you know, a little bit not 25 anymore.
You strained something.
Strains, sprains, and even more just
Pulled.
muscle fatigue and soreness. So this helps with recovery, and it actually helps you build muscle mass.
Gotcha.
So it's really good for a lot of guys who are trying to cut weight but still want to maintain muscle mass. Great for that. Uh, and then there's pretty much a peptide for almost anything that you can think of. There's a lot of them that I feel like, I only want to have the peptides that I've researched a lot and that have more research. Granted, disclaimer, no peptide is regulated by the FDA, so that ends up
Gotcha.
being a thing. We have you sign consent forms. We talk
Sure.
about it in the consult.
Hopefully it doesn't.
But it's really no different than anything you buy at like GNC, the
Right.
Vitamin Shop, any of these health food stores.
Yeah.
Like
They're just
supplements
injected.
aren't regulated, right? So it is a little different because it's injectable, but otherwise it's basically a supplement, really.
Gotcha. And then, so I'm on the peptides. I've got my panels right. I'm going to start hopefully losing weight, getting metabolically better.
Mhm.
Right. And so we're going to monitor that. If somebody's maybe overweight without going to the medicine, what are some things that you offer at the office that you can help them with?
I mean, I love to just sit down and talk to people, diet and exercise. Like I have friends at the gym that will teach you how to work out. Some of the trainers, I have, a lot of them will actually offer, like I don't want to say like a free day pass, but they'll teach you how to work out. Like they'll give you a free consult, free, like, let's go around and look at some of the
Yeah.
equipment because I
Yeah.
mean, and realistically, a lot of people really are just somewhat intimidated
Right.
by the gym.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just getting in there and getting comfortable can help a lot.
Well, and building muscle and preserving muscle is huge, right? I mean,
Yeah,
as we
absolutely.
age, it starts to go off. But I think I've got a buddy, he and I are working out every morning together. And he was like, I'm just going to try and add on muscle because I've read you can't once you're past, a certain age or 50, 60. And dude, he's getting strong. And so I'm watching him get add on muscle. So I'm assuming one of the things for you is like, let's make sure you've got muscle mass.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
And
especially
and
with
strength
with
because you wanna be able to
weight
do
loss,
things functionally.
yeah, functionality, absolutely. But especially with the weight loss patients, making sure that you're maintaining muscle, like it's different. Obviously, if you're in the gym and you're lifting heavy weights, you're probably going to be building muscle. And if you're not, that's where hey, let's check your testosterone level. Let's talk about some peptides. But realistically, a lot of people who are focused on weight loss aren't as concerned about muscle. So I think being sure that we're preserving muscle mass is really important.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I'm excited to see, what happens with Chris as he's growing his, like, muscle, and, like, I wanna hopefully, we're gonna work out for the next 40 years together. and he'll be 100 at that point. But like watching us just functionally be better. And
So Chris is your workout partner.
he's my buddy. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So yeah, he's my workout accountability partner. He's an engineer, so he engineered it all. He's like,
Right.
we've got, yeah. So
Hold you
like,
accountable.
yeah, and it's great. And so we've got our own little schedules, and we can get after it. And but want to figure out how to be as strong and healthy as possible, not super sore. You know, we
Right.
are
You
getting,
don't
so we're integrating some stretching now. We're going to do some flexibility things.
hydration, really
Hydration's
well
big.
hydrated.
Yep.
Which I guess I should do a plug for IV hydration since
Well,
we do
that's what
that
I was getting
too.
ready to say too. There's, you know, we're getting to that too.
But I mean, realistically, just, there's tons of different things on the market. The biggest thing is, anything that's a diuretic is going to dry you out. So that's going to be coffee, caffeine, all the things that are super popular.
It tastes great.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great, and we love it. But really, you need to just be making sure that you're drinking plenty of water.
Right.
I'm not saying, I'm not the unrealistic person that's saying, hey, don't drink any caffeine.
Right.
But what I am saying is you got to make sure you drink enough water with it. Like, we got to stay hydrated.
Yeah, it's key. It's key. And then, yeah, because you offer IV therapy.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
So you can hydrate that way.
Lots of options there too. Like
Yeah.
IV hydration is just the basics of what we do.
Tell me about that. What do
So
y'all?
we have different IVs for energy. We have IVs for mental clarity. We have, which I feel like maybe I need right now.
I need to get one of those every day.
Yes,
Can
I
I
think
just come
so.
swing by the office?
We have a full menu on our website.
That's cool.
But I mean, hangover cures, like I don't actually call it the hangover cure, but medications or IVs for when you're
may have consumed too much.
I think we call it the late night. So it's either like before or after to make you feel better, just staying really well hydrated. And I mean, it really does work because part of what you're doing when you're drinking alcohol, again, caffeine, you're dehydrating yourself. So a lot of feeling like crap is just not being hydrated.
Now, I'm hydrated. I'm feeling a little better. You also tell me about the aesthetic part of it.
So that was actually, I don't want to call it an afterthought because I really enjoy the aesthetics. And one of the things that I think is the best about it is kind of like we talked about with getting people a jump start on their health, their fitness, their weight loss journey is, some of the medications just act to get you going, get you jump started, give you a little bit of an edge. I feel like the aesthetics is kind of the same way for some people. Like, if you feel really bad about yourself and you do something small and it makes you feel a little bit better, then you do something else to make yourself feel a little bit better. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's just the dopamine hit that you get from it or the fact that you're like, oh, I can actually improve myself. But I'm all about anything that motivates somebody to do better, be better, like, feel and look your best. Yeah. That's my goal. So it actually started, I've been doing the hormones and weight loss a little bit longer. So I've been doing aesthetics just to kind of.
Yeah. Tell us what we're talking about here.
Dysport, which is very similar to Botox. It's neuromodulators, or what people refer to as toxins, just to paralyze muscles and decrease the amount of wrinkles. Right. Yeah. And we do microneedling and filler. But realistically, I started doing that after I had patients who lost weight that now have wrinkles that bother them. I think it's a journey, like feeling good about yourselves and aesthetics and being healthy. It's a journey, right? Like we're just trying to be a little bit better tomorrow than we were yesterday.
Sure.
So I think it's a combination of things. When you lose weight, you also lose some of the fat out of the fat pads in your face, which makes you wrinkle more. So, you want to start treating that. I'm not saying that I'm the only one in the area. There's tons of people that do a great job with aesthetics. It was just another service that I saw a need by my patients and wanted to be able to take care of that for them. So it started kind of out of necessity. I had several patients being like, oh, why don't you just do it? Like, we trust you. And I think that becomes the biggest thing, right? Like, we develop a relationship with our provider. We trust them. We don't want to have to go find somebody new and start the relationship all over.
It's so frustrating, right?
Yeah. So it kind of developed out of necessity for being able to take complete care of my patients, which I'm actually really glad you brought it up because I was going to leave the aesthetics out of it, to be honest with you. But
when you look better, you feel better, and
and it's just motivational, right?
Like, I mean, you're trying to get momentum, I think. Like,
exactly. That's the best way to explain it.
You really want to, like, you go to the gym 3 or 4 times in a row, you start this momentum kind of thing, and you do it 60 days in a row, then you can't. It feels weird to not go to the gym, or or like, oh, why would I want to eat that
And it
cheeseburger.
unfortunately works the same way in reverse.
It
After
does,
you
for sure.
skip a few days, you're like, man, that fast food sure is looking a lot better these days.
Yeah. And you just kind of slide down
It's
the slope
interesting
again.
how it goes hand in hand, though.
It
Like
really
trying to be
is.
healthy.
It really
Like
is.
it's like it's almost like you're eating better, so it's easier to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You start falling off the wagon, and you just completely jump off.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Do a few flips.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll get back to it next week.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just finish this week out.
What is the Advanced Health Pod?
So it is a body composition analysis.
Okay.
It's
so you get BMI, like bone mass, water weight, like all this stuff, like.
So it uses impedance.
Okay.
Basically, you have several different electrical. Oh man, I can't think of what
pathways.
They're called. You hold it in your hands and your feet, and then you have different. It sends electrical signals from one to the other.
Right.
Sensors
through your body.
Yes.
And so then it's analyzing kind of your makeup and telling you all kinds of.
Yeah. So we're looking
body
at
fat percentage.
Yep. Body fat, skeletal mass, muscle mass, visceral fat, which is really important. So visceral fat is when you think about people who have really high cholesterol and cardiac risk factors, you're looking at what their visceral fat percentage is. So if you have high visceral fat, you're more likely to have
a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because you go, yeah, I've got some fat on me, right? But also your organs have fat on them,
visceral
right?
fat is fat around your organs. Yeah. Absolutely. So
we need to get rid of that.
I get a lot of patients that think visceral fat is belly fat or the fat in your midsection. Not the case.
Yeah. Chris and I are working on getting rid of visceral fat too. We want to get.
I think that's good. That's actually, risk factor modification.
Yeah.
Number one, top priority. So I think that's good. But it basically, it gives you your water weight, and which is great to tell you if you're hydrated well, dehydrated. You're looking at your skeletal muscle volume, your skeletal mass, your body fat percentage. It actually breaks it down into each arm, each leg, your trunk, which sadly, like my muscle is probably the least in it's like it knows that I skip ab day. And
you do it a ton, you still have this, like, I can't get rid of that little, stuff on the belly. It's just hard. Got to cut.
It is
like nothing.
And a lot of times it's actually skin too. Yeah. Like when you can get down to, and that's another great thing is it'll tell you your body fat percentage. So theoretically, if you are a low enough body fat percentage and you still have, you can still pinch, a lot of times it's mostly skin too.
What's a good body fat percentage for people?
Oh man, that's going to be one of those things I have to be really careful with. People are going to think I'm like fat shaming and stuff. So I think
let's spin it this way: healthy range.
Yeah, and that was going to be my idea, was just saying let's focus on healthy. So I feel like I have a lot of guys at the gym that do shows that want to get down between 7 and 10%, which I feel like is a lot of work, and that's pretty low.
Right.
I think when you're in the 15 to 20 range, you can accomplish a lot of your goals as far as, let's be realistic. We want to be healthy, but we really want to look good naked, right? Like we want to be able to put on our.
Well, and it's not our full-time job. I'm not spending 4 hours at the gym, like I got to work,
Yeah. So we want to be able to go to the water park and take our shirt off and not cover our belly up. So
you're like, I'm going to the beach. I don't want to be.
Yeah. So I think 15 to 20% is fairly healthy. I mean, you can still, some people can still look really great at 25%. And this is for men too. So women are always going to have a little bit higher fat percentage.
Gotcha.
Just because they carry a little bit of fat in certain areas differently than men do.
Right.
But I think, when you're looking around 20 to 25%, that's fairly healthy. And from there, it just really depends on the person. So,
gotcha.
Some people want to be really low. Some people just, have a certain goal in mind, and that's where we kind of work with everybody individually. And I don't set, I don't say this is our goal based on what I think it should be. I want to know what you think you should be.
Yeah. Somebody listening is like, I don't know if I want to get into all this, but it just seems like a lot, and then you have this like little voice in your back of your head saying, you probably aren't a good candidate for that. What would you tell these people to get them to come see you? Like,
let's talk
how to
about
overcome the fear, right?
Let's talk about it, right?
I mean, that's why you're here, because you're like a great guy. I don't know why people,
And I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that, if you want to be 7%, I'm not going to tell you that you're ridiculous and why do you want to be that small?
Right.
I'm going to tell you that it's going to be a lot of work, and are you sure you want to put that much work into it?
Yeah.
But I mean, I can help you get to your goals because you determine what your goals are, right?
Yeah. So, you're looking at the whole, that's what I loved about it. Like, it seems like you're looking at the whole person, body mass, hormones, whatever it might be, and you're helping them come up with a plan to get better.
Right.
And it's not like, and it doesn't sound like to me, from what I'm gathering, it's like you seem very trustworthy. It's not like hey, you get on this plan for the next 30 intervals or whatever, and it's $5,000 and we're going to take care of you. I'm not getting any of that from you. So I would think.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm really not trying to sell some big, expensive plan. Like, I'm all about trying to help people get healthy. I mean, obviously I have to be able to make a living doing it. If I could do it for free, I totally would. Like, I would love that. Like, that's what I need to figure out, is how I can teach people all the things I know for free, because, maybe write a book. The person that was in here before,
you could write a book. You could win the lottery and just do it for free. Because what else are you going to do? You're going to get bored.
Wake up in a new Bugatti. I could do that.
I could do that.
Then I'll sell it, and then I can work for free for a while.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that happen. I'm still trying to figure that out, But yeah, I definitely I try to make it realistic for people. So I want to take it step by step, and where we start varies based on where every person's at in their journey too, right? So, I mean, I have some people that have already started in the gym and they're struggling with their diet. I have some people that are just now starting diet, have never been to the gym.
That is so hard, because our lifestyles right now are just so crazy. You're running around all the time, and it's hard to find good food out and about.
And that's another thing that's important too, is kind of planning, which I'm going to throw out a peg for clean eats too. I don't know if you've heard about clean
eats. I have
heard
of clean eats, but tell us all about it.
So, and I talked to a lot of my patients about it. Realistically, it's a meal prep service. They have a cafe in there that's kind of similar to, you can say other names of businesses, right?
100%. Okay. Yeah, we love our local businesses.
It's kind of similar to Tropical Smoothie as far as like it's different. It's very different, but as far as like similar foods, like the sandwiches, the deli, the protein drinks, all those things, if you want to sit down and eat there.
Okay.
They have a meal prep service that you can do where you actually let them know ahead of time that you want to meal prep. They'll give you a menu, send it to your email. You pick out the meals that you want and tell them how many, and they have it ready for you. You pick it up and your meal prep is done. It's actually pretty affordable.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's it about a meal?
And then they have a lot of meals in the freezer as well. Okay. So you can go in at any point in time and pick up meals out of the freezer. I just think it's great, and I recommend it to my patients just because you have to plan, right? If we plan for our meals and we know what we're going to have, then we're going to eat healthy meals. Right. If we forget to plan, or we don't have it prepped and ready, we're going to stop at fast food, or we're not going to eat, which is even worse, especially on some of these weight loss medicines. Not eating is the worst thing you can do, because you're already not hungry. So you got to remind yourself to eat, and now you're not eating. So the number one goal is lose weight, be healthy, maintain muscle mass. So you're not eating, you're not going to lose muscle mass. I mean, you're going to lose muscle mass.
Which is not what we want to do.
And then your metabolism is dependent on eating a certain amount of food. If you eat too little, you can go into starvation mode.
Right.
And those are the people that are like, I don't eat anything. I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. And their metabolism is just tanked.
Gotcha.
So
it is kind of crazy because you have to eat to lose weight, because you have to keep your metabolism rolling.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like to me you are looking at the whole person, and you're giving them a plan and helping them all the way around. And so I think it's super cool.
Thanks. I'm trying. Like, I
can tell your heart. You want to take care of people.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do. I just want everybody to be the best they can be. I'm not trying to make them like somebody else.
Right.
I just want them to be the best that they can be.
Yeah. Yeah. You ready for the speed round?
Oh, yes. Like the bonus round. Do I get extra points?
You do.
Okay,
you do.
Cool.
Yep. Coffee or pre-workout drink?
Honestly, and this is crazy, I haven't even mentioned this yet. NAD.
NAD.
So
what
NAD
is that?
plus. It's kind of like a peptide.
Okay.
It's nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide.
Okay.
So it actually makes you have more energy at the cellular level.
Nice.
Yeah,
so that helps with like lifting and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it just gives you more energy. So like, I used to be a 2 energy drink per day guy.
That's a lot.
Now, yeah. Now
1 is a lot.
I've been doing, get your hormones regulated. NAD. And now I really don't do pre-workouts. I'll do an energy drink, but it's because I didn't go to bed early last night. And I don't want to say I couldn't sleep last night because that sounds like a symptom. It's always my fault because I don't have enough time.
Right.
So if we could just make more time somehow.
I would be more efficient.
I think I would be.
Time.
I think that, true.
Sometimes.
I would rather make more time though.
I think I don't want more time. I think our body needs to rest, so
No,
we just need to be efficient with the. And how many hours would you say you sleep or supposed to?
For me personally, 7 to 8 hours is really good for me.
Yeah.
It kind of varies based on your routine, and it's somewhat age related. But I mean, in general, we all need 7 to 8 hours sleep.
Gotcha. All right. Back to the quick round. Best quick health win someone can implement today.
Like one thing or just
one
healthy
thing.
diet?
Yeah, just one thing. Healthy diet.
Can I just say healthy diet?
Yeah, that's great.
Start working on diet.
Yeah.
Let's calculate your macros. See where you need to be.
And macros are
macronutrients. So it's going to be primarily we're looking at carbohydrates, fats, and protein, and just giving you a percentage.
That sounds like mac and cheese.
It sounds like we're not going to have a lot of mac and cheese.
Dang it. Most underrated supplement or habit?
Man, can I phone a friend?
You could just
vitamin D.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. You said vitamin D over and over and over.
Yeah, good.
One thing
that's kind of like phoning a friend.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Good job. You were paying attention.
I actually was awake this whole time. One thing you've changed your mind about in health over the years?
Oh my gosh! I mean, I think it changes. Change is the only thing constant in healthcare, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think it's interesting because some people, they're like, oh, you need to do this. And then they're like, oh, you don't need to.
And then 5 minutes later, it causes cancer. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, you need statins. And like now they're super overprescribed,
And we're like, how much benefit do we actually get from this?
And, we need, you actually need cholesterol to run your brain. And
right. So and then we have
why
people
are we getting it out
doing the opposite and not having any cholesterol. And you're like, HDL is still good. Have good cholesterol for sure.
Amen. Peak performance in one word.
Awesome. Be your best. That's more than one word.
I love it.
Be awesome. Can we just say be awesome?
There you go. Be awesome. If someone listening is tired of feeling average, just okay, kind of rundown, what would you say to them in closing?
Come see me.
Let's
talk.
You go see Mr. Awesome and his awesome stuff that he's got going on.
Come be awesome.
Come just be
in
awesome.
Johnson City, Tennessee.
Thank you for coming on the podcast. How do our listeners connect with you again?
Dude, this was actually really fun.
Well, good.
I was not going to lie, low-key nervous. I think low-key means I didn't tell you 100 times I'm really nervous, so maybe it wasn't so low-key.
No, I felt like it was easy talk.
Yeah, you made it really easy. That was cool. I just feel like I'm hanging out with a friend.
Which bro's hanging out?
With a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even notice we had microphones.
I keep feeling like I'm going to bump into it. It takes a second to get used to it, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. But you did a great job.
Thanks.
All right. So listeners, how do they connect with you directly?
So we
call Sarah.
The website, yes, call Sarah.
At 423-212-3703. Okay. Are you on the Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook.
On
the Facebook, the YouTube.
The YouTube.
Which show our YouTube some love. Like it needs some help. Like
we'll put that in the
like
show notes. 500. Mitch will do that. It's all part of the feed.
And then TikTok, which realistically, Facebook, I think, is where we get the most action. Yeah. Instagram is right behind it. So
they can find you there at Peak Performance?
I think it's at Peak Performance, JC.
Okay. I like it.
JC.
JC, Johnson City. CJ. All right. Anything I forgot to ask before we sign off?
I think you covered a lot. Like you brought up things I would have forgot to mention.
Okay.
So
good.
That's pretty good.
Well, yeah, I think hopefully our listeners will come see you and just overcome the fear of like making an appointment. Is the first one like a consultation kind of thing?
Yeah, so we do free consults for weight loss.
Did you say free consult?
Free consults.
Free, like you don't pay anything? You just show up?
Here's my thing. Like I know that I feel like I can help anybody regardless of what their complaints are. But I want you to be able to feel free to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
And then let me tell you, what I think we can do before we just jump into, hey, let's do labs, let's stick a needle in your arm, let's pay a bunch of money. Like, let's talk about it first. I will say for peptides, because I do charge $100 for a peptide consult, but that goes toward any purchase that you make at peak performance. So it's not really charging you $100. It's just making sure.
It's like a down payment.
Yeah, it's kind of like, sort of like that, like a retainer, maybe. I have had several people that will be really super interested in peptides and take really good notes, and then I never see them again. So I think that they might be shopping online.
Right.
So at least I guarantee myself $100. But I promise you that you will find something that you want to spend your money on.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for what you're doing to make our area more healthy and better, and just giving of your time and your services, and how you just love people well. So thank you for that. I wish you the best and at peak performance. I want to come check it out, so I'll come get something. We'll figure it out.
Get some labs. Let's get started.
Let's get some labs. Let's get some labs. And so if you have enjoyed our thing, maybe you're feeling a little off, go see Eddie, call Sarah, make an appointment, and just overcome the fear, because you can feel better. I think he was saying too that we've gotten comfortable with our new normal, right? Like, oh, you're just going to have chronic pain forever. You're going to feel like crap forever. Right. That's not the case. You can feel great.
And that was part of our conversation when we were talking. I don't even know if that was part of the video.
I don't think we got it on there earlier.
Yeah, but we were talking about how a lot of times we are just managing chronic diseases and managing, oh, you feel like crap, I'm sorry. We won't let you get worse.
Right.
But we're going to keep you feeling like crap.
Right.
That's definitely not my goal.
No,
I want to figure out why you feel like crap. And we
try and get you off anything that's not natural. Right?
Yeah, like we want to all be superheroes.
Yeah,
basically.
Why not? We're all going to be Wolverines on these stacks you got.
Right, exactly.
So thank you. Share the episode. Click on the link. Subscribe. Click on the show notes. Go find Eddie. And and thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks.